It's a huge trial, people all over the country and world working on this, and this is the most important curve that you'll see today. So, people in the blue got a placebo treatment. People in the red got the mRNA vaccine. This is time zero of when they got the vaccine, and you'll recall that in the trial they gave a second vaccine at day 21. So you can see these lines begin to diverge at about day 9 after the vaccine. And starting at about day 9, we see very few coronavirus infections. And why would that be? Well, a lot of people in the trial, they may have actually had coronavirus before they even entered the trial. As you know, it can take 7 to 14 days before you get symptoms and blah, blah. So what we're probably seeing here is some effect of that, but within 8 to 9 days after the first vaccine, we were already seeing this benefit. People that did not get the vaccine but got placebo basically got coronavirus at a rate that you would expect, and by the end of the trial, we basically saw a lot of placebo-related infections, 270, and I shouldn't even say at the end of the trial. At this point in the trial, because the trial is ongoing, this is just their early data, that there was this huge separation of people that, especially if you look after day 7, there was about a 95% efficacy between those who got the vaccine versus those who didn't, which is amazing. We were hoping for 50%. This is the side effects slide that was produced in the journal article. This is impossible to read. So I'd like to thank this infectious disease fellow from Atlanta who put this all together for us, and it's been shared widely at this point. So this is the Pfizer vaccine, and basically these are the side effects that were most common. So body aches, fatigue, headache, chills, fever, and GI symptoms. I want you to notice that people that got a saltwater injection had 33% fatigue, 34% headaches, 11% myalgias, almost no fever, but 12% GI symptoms. What is that about? People in this trial wanted to get the vaccine. People wanted to be protected, and so they wanted to feel like they had some side effects to feel like they actually got it. So I think this was what's called a nocebo effect. They wanted to feel some negative symptoms, and then they subsequently felt like they did. But even beyond that desire to have some side effects, there were still higher levels of fatigue, higher levels of headache, higher levels of chills, some mild fevers, and not a lot of GI upset compared to placebo. There was also local pain at the site of the shot. So like your tetanus shots that you get, your arm hurts afterwards. It's sore, and that generally lasted a couple days. A little bit of redness and a little bit of swelling at the site too, as the immune system goes into that area and fights back about what you just put in there, and thus creates that memory that you're looking for. So about a quarter of people had some side effect, and these would all be considered mild side effects. If we jump back up to this slide here, red would be a severe, terrible side effect that you would never want to reintroduce anywhere, and there were really no red side effects within the trial. There was some severe side effects listed, which basically meant higher fever in this case, or symptoms that lasted longer than 7 days. You can see there's a smattering of those throughout the trial, but really we're talking about no side effects or mild side effects at the most. And again, no red. If we were to compare this to a flu vaccine, you would see that probably there's going to be a higher amount of headache, a higher amount of fatigue, a small amount more local pain, but not like far and away rushing away from your flu vaccine. So 14% with flu, 26% with, but I do think this is something we need to prepare for. We need to prepare our patients for it once we're giving patients the vaccine, that they should probably get this vaccine the day before they don't have a lot of plans. And here at Mary Greeley, we're planning on starting the vaccine process on Thursday and Friday, in part for this reason, just to kind of allow some time for recovery. And we're also not going to give the vaccine to a whole department at a time, because what we don't want is for the whole department to go down with headaches and some fatigue. We need to have our team here. That's the whole point. The Moderna vaccine, which we expect to be approved later this week, is essentially the same as the Pfizer vaccine, same process, mRNA based. And this company did a separate trial from Pfizer and basically got the exact same results, 95% efficacious. People that got the vaccine did not develop severe disease even when they got coronavirus. And so now we have these two trials, two separate looks at this process, both with the same degree of efficacy and both with the same lack of any major severe side effects. So we expect to get news of the Moderna vaccine being approved